what I would like to do, really would like to do, is do a podcast interview with people who've been scammed and chat and get their experience and learn from them, how they fell for these things and how they've dealt with it and how they got the money back and what's the law done for them. So if anyone out there wants to talk, podcast, comment on this video, and I'll get in contact. It'll be educational and might help people stop being scammed by learning from people who have been. I'm not going to make a mockery out of you. It's just I'm not going to answer any questions that are going to be offensive. It's just going to be something that I can learn from, other people can learn from, and you can be helping people. So if you want to be a part of this, let me know. I can't exactly go into scambaiting, but I want to chat to people who have been scammed, or maybe chat to some scambaiters and see how they started off and how they've helped people. I don't know. As you would have seen, the past few videos have been mainly about scambaiters, scamming, and that kind of thing, which is something that I'm learning about every time I watch. What is scambaiter is someone who catches out scammers. So let's just say it's an Amazon scam. Let's say that they owe you money, or you want to cancel your Amazon account and they owe you money. So what they do is you ring up. They'll say, yeah, Amazon Help Center, blah blah blah. They ask you to download TeamViewer or somewhere where they can access your laptop, and you download it, you access it. People do fall for this. That's the only problem. That's how they're winning. That's how we should educate more people to the kind of the process. So you download the TeamViewer, whatever it is, software they use. They ask you to log into your bank account online. They can't physically alter your bank account. They can't physically touch your bank account because when you put the password in, it's all starred and blah blah blah. So you got control, but when they put money into your bank account, they put a black screen on, and within that black screen, they can go into the inspect and then change the coding. So what shows on screen can alter. So if you had £3,000 in your bank, they could change the number to about 53 grand or something, or 6 grand. They can't alter your bank account, but they can alter what you see on the screen. So what they generally do is say they owed you £3,000. So they ask you to write down what's in your bank. They'll do their thing behind the screen, and then it'll suddenly say 53 grand. And they'll go, oh, we've overpaid you. You made a mistake. You owe us 50 grand. So but you don't, because that's not in your bank account. They've altered the screen to make it think you got that, but they'll also check how much you got in anyway. So they wouldn't put anything. So if you only had 20 grand in your bank, they'd only overcharge you by about 10 grand or 15 grand or 5 grand. They wouldn't do over because they know you couldn't pay it back. So the crafties, when they see your bank account, they know exactly what you've in there. So yeah, so let's go back to the example. Say I had 100 grand in the bank. They'll accidentally put an extra 50 grand in the bank, but not real. Then they'll ask you to pay it back, 50 grand, because then you're thinking that, oh no, what's going to happen? I've got all this money. It's not mine. So they would ask you won't be able to contact the bank. They'll stop you contacting the bank. They'll ask you, if you're in America anyway, this is an American way, they'll ask you to go to Target to get some vouchers. Say, every few days, get about a couple of grands of vouchers, which you would put onto their system, so they'll get the money back. So you're paying out your money, 50 grand, slowly, and they'll entice you by going, well, we'll only pay about 45 grand. You'll keep the extra 5 grand just to give you a bit of a tease, and then some people they'll get all the gift vouchers, use their money, and then they'll just give them back. But they've just given them 50 grand, then you've lost that money because it was not in your bank account. It was not overpaid after all. So they've won. So the scam baiters, the ones who stop this, they play with the scammers' minds. They pretend they're going to get the vouchers and stuff, and they pretend to do this. I know when all along they're just leading them on. The more time that scam baiters can spend with the scammers, it's less time that someone can be scammed. But there's scams there's thousands of scams a day, but they can't stop every single scam. All that's needed is people to be educated more. I mean, there's lots of people who watch these videos, and it's forever growing, the viewership, and I've learned so much just for 1 or 2 weeks of reviewing. And I get these emails, I get these things popping up on the screen, and I get that kind of stuff. But I've never answered phone calls that are scammers, but they do ring. So my details are out there. You know, your details, people's details could be out there that they could just pick up and ring and just try and scam you. And if you fall for a scam, it's noted down, so other scam places know they've got a good chance of scamming you. So, you know. So that's why I'm hooked on these scam baiters, because they're doing the best they can. You get scam baiters who just ring up and just cause hassle and just deter them from ringing up other people, you know, just to really string them on for hours and hours and hours, you know. And then you get this other scam baiters who actually hack into the scammers' computers and get the CCTV and get that kind of stuff. And then you get the ones who find out the location to try and grass them up. And you get the other ones who, but seriously, you know, try and really stop the scammers. You know, it's amazing what they do, but people still fall for it. You even get the ones scam baiters who actually ring up the victims and tell them, please stop because you're being scammed, blah, blah, blah. And some of the scam baiters actually give some money back if they can, you know, just try and helping people. So it's a hard thing, because it's hard for me to imagine falling for a scam like that, because I've been with online computers for so long, you know. But they target elderly people, because elderly people have got more money and they're not very savvy with computers, and they can fall for a few more things because of technology, you know. So they do, if they get an old person on the phone, no matter what the old person says, they believe it because they want the money. So some of the stuff the scam baiters do, they pretend to be old men, old women, and then they just play along and just say silly stuff, and the scammers fall for half the stuff, you know. But that's why I think we should. It's hard because there's so many different scammers out there. There's hackers, there's scams, and no matter what you do, if this stops, other people will take over. Someone will always win with scamming. They're just scum. They're just a disease on the planet, you know. You just want to wring the necks and go away. But I do have to admit, which I found out, quite a lot of the people who scam, I'm not saying what country, but you can guess what I mean, they're forced into it by threats, death threats, family threats from the family. They've got to do it, or, you know, they can get beat up, they can get attacked, even killed, you know, if they don't do this scamming. So some of them are vulnerable. There's some other scam baiters, and they've actually helped one guy. A guy from the scam call centre reached out to these scam baiters, and there's about 5 or 6 different ex-scammers who changed their lives and really doing good. But they asked for help and they're now not scamming anymore. They're actually living their life properly, got good jobs. They've actually come out of that lifestyle, and, you know, it's a never-ending story, really, isn't it? I mean, but what I've educated myself with, learning about this, has been phenomenal. It's like, wow, you know. So yeah, sorry to rant on about it, but I just want to talk about it because It's people's feelings. People are being scammed left, right, and centre, no matter what. I mean, I know we can't stop it all, but if we were aware of what's happening and what they're doing, surely you can tell your friends, you can tell your family, you can look out for your parents, you look out for the elderly people, look out for your next door neighbour. If you learn about it, you could help someone who might be being scammed, even though you might be savvy enough not to fall for it, which most people are. You can actually be there to help someone who is falling for it, and you can stop your friends, your loved ones being scammed. But it can be anyone. It can be builders. It can be anyone. This is only one avenue of scamming. It's going on everywhere. I know it'll never end, but it's educating. So anyway, that's it really. I know it's a bit different than I normally do, but I just wanted to talk about it. And yeah, hopefully that's it. I mean, I'm going to keep watching them, but I'm not going to keep talking about it. If you want to check scambait myself, there's loads on Twitch. Talking about Twitch, and I do live stream on Twitch twice a week, which is I've got no viewers, no one watching me, but I'll keep going because I'll get there. So yeah. Anyway, two little tips for now, and be safe out there, be safe online, please. Look out for your neighbours and friends and family.